Hey Pisces, welcome back for your December read. Those of you who are new are very more welcome. Those of you who are returning, welcome back crew. Okay, I've pulled the cards ahead of time. We're doing this very intuitively. Stay tuned during the month for the twin flame updates, the astrology updates, the moon energy updates, and the tools I'm going to give you for 2020. And they're based on the astrology and what energetically I feel will help you get into alignment in being prepared for those. Now, during the moon videos, I do cover what house is coming up for you. And those that do timestamp those videos, I do want to extend my gratitude towards you for all you do. I really do appreciate it. Now, your crowning energy of what's coming through, and I've heard a few things, you know, in a sense of downloads when I've been tuning into yours. One is to do with money. That has been coming up quite heavily with you guys, which is a huge subject matter for some reason, okay? But the first thing I heard was money's too tight to mention. And it doesn't mean to say that the money factor is really terrible. It's just money's on your mind. The other thing is, I'll wait and we'll proceed. Okay, so the first energy you've got coming through is you're balancing your masculine and your feminine, okay? You're being fearless and you're moving through. Now, this is about duality. This is about you coming into balance with being the three. It's your masculine, your feminine energy. It's you needing to work on certain things. You also needing to trust in your intuition, and you also getting your psychic downloads. And this is a very, very large time with all the videos I've done. There have been energies of past over loved ones through every single zodiac sign. And this will be my 4th year moving into YouTube. I've been a psychic medium all my life. I've been working on that gift and developing it, and I haven't ever experienced that before. So it's very unique. So there is the energy of your relatives, your guides walking you through the situation and working with you. So potentially it could be due to the astrology next year, and both with the eclipses. And some of those energies of January will start to play out this month. So it's quite unique in that. And eclipses can last for up to 6 months to a year, depending on how heavy the frequency is. And at the same time, it's a process where I can see the lighthouse. And again, with the lighthouse, it's quite an intuitive card. Now, Pisces, you guys are quite intuitive as well. And I'm going to tune into this energy. I do feel you're protected. I also feel, and reflecting backwards is not serving you. You must look forward now. It's like running out of time, needing to let go of the past and needing to move forward. Let me just count. This year is connected to 3. Next year is connected to 4. So that makes perfect sense. A number 3 vibrational year. I feel this is between the year before and now. It's like looking and reflecting over those past energies, but really needing to move forward now. And it's like an urgent energy. I do feel, in a sense of your Mars energy, needing to put the energy on the here and now and the future, not the past. That's what's coming up, because it is Mars energy with the sun. Your beliefs and your self-fulfilling prophecies can directly be affecting you if you're basing it on a past tense situation. I do feel most of you are in alignment with that, where you've detached from that. But some of you that are stuck, this is an area that if you balance it, and I do have a lot of pain coming through the solar plexus just tuning into this. The relationship with you, solar plexus, I told you, it's like real painful energy. I do feel a lot of you have been burdened with responsibility, and potentially some of the power in that area has been taken away from you. The reason usually that happens is so that other people in your environment, in your tribe, can directly learn a spiritual lesson, okay? Also, with you, again, this is a 2. It's you being in alignment doesn't necessarily mean that you have to fight everyone's battle, that you have to fix everyone's battle. And your belief about what you need to be is so unique, but you're nurturing it. So what you plant, you will grow. I do feel this is somehow energetically like a karmic card, like the wheel, where this is a cycle that's being taken out of your hands. So some of your power with connections is being taken out of your hands temporarily for them to energetically have an upgrade. And it can be something you're visually watching in your work domain, your family domain, or in your relationship sector. But it's so you can shift the energy back onto yourself just temporarily, so to allow this transitional state to move forward. I do feel, again, with the base chakra and the solar plex energy, it's coming through really heavily. And I'll continue through with your read. Now, you've got talking stick in reverse, and this is to do with communication. This is actual, pauses that we have with the Mercury retrograde. And, the way you're seeing something and the way somebody else is seeing something is very different, okay? And potentially some of you may not have seen a change. So it's putting your money where your mouth is, more actions than words. Some of you might have worked very hard on certain areas. It doesn't have to be employment. It's on your life energetically. I mean, you could be getting a payment from the government and trying to budget those. It's in general the things you were working on, trying to bring them full circle. Now, I do feel at the heart of it, the key is to go back to an old-fashioned way of being and allowing other people to deal with things. But it is to do with your nurturing abilities. Taking a leaf out of an old book, but applying it to the here and now, because you've got Grandmother Earth, but it is about being grounded. It is about the energy of you being the matriarch, this is a mature person. This is looking at a situation quite maturely. We can't make this up. Okay, this is a 9, okay? And usually when we see the 9, and I have seen this through all the readings, it's like the Hermit card. Needing to detach from situations that aren't moving, needing, old scenarios to play out to end their cycle. And this is for relationships in reverse. This is sacral chakra. So, what's not meant to grow won't grow. What's meant to learn a lesson is meant to learn a lesson. If the foundation wasn't built on solid ground and it falls down, it's the natural ebbs and flows of cycles of life. So it's trusting in that. And some of these things, potentially in an assistance factor, it could have been an old way of doing things, and it's repeating a cycle. And the connection with that has, really got to a point where it's broken and it's changing and resolving. This is also where you're moving away from fears and not being defined by what society is expecting you to be, but it's something that has to be anchored inside your own energy. I do feel overall there's going to be a lot of happy times coming up, but just allow other people in the external environment, very separate to you, regardless of if they're related, to deal with their energies and to do their things on their terms of how they feel. I do feel you're doing things quite uniquely and separately, but you do want happier times to be kind of brought about with these dynamics in your life. Yeah, you're just, in general, if you're wanting more happiness. I do feel there is a lot of happy news coming in, but it's like letting go of the reins and allowing those energies to come towards you. It's going to be quite an emotional time. And some old situations can come up, but it's more these reflective times of situations, both things that haunted you and both things that you wanted to manifest in. Some of you may have mixed feelings about a connection, mixed views about a situation, but you're also going to see the deep, okay, you guys are very noisy, they're talking very fast. There is, and I'm getting a few stories here, because there's enemy and there's reunion on top of the energy of spirit of water. Now, this emotions, this can be very much with you, with water signs collectively. It can also be, in general, the emotions that run deep in these situations. And with the nodes being in Cancer and Capricorn, those scenarios are playing out. We are very much in cycles, but it's almost like if you potentially are looking at a connection, it could be a spiritual connection. It could be ones in which you're directly connected to the relationships around you that you have an opinion of. It's understanding that these situations naturally evolve and they do come together on their own accord. So, you know, where there's light, there is dark, and we have both, and we have the turn in that frequency in each interval. You may see a connection and be totally bamboozled by the fact that, you know, at one point the person's energy was one way and now it's very much the other, where things are flowing, and it can go polar opposite. So you will witness in the relationship sector with people around you, not just directly connected to you, a very synchronistic trend at the moment that there potentially have been people that you thought were great that weren't so great, and then other people that weren't so great really turning over a new leaf and shifting. A lot of people are coming in and out of relationships at the moment, and it is to do with nodes in Cancer and Capricorn. But it's definitely a large time for those energies coming through. Now, in your finance domain, and it was interesting because I said money's too tight to mention, the universe is giving you a free pass. Now, this free pass, you got Freedom Horse. To look at money in a certain way and to also change your belief in your relationship with it. And I'm going to pull a clarifier. The things that, the doors that have been closed have been because you were supposed to go in a particular direction, and a chain of very unfortunate events have been occurring to guide you where you physically only got a particular road. Now, whatever you spoke in a sense of what you wanted, you're going to have a time with Mercury direct and Saturn. And I feel it's connected to the eclipses where you're going to manifest more money in. So what you put out to the ethers is what's coming back. Now, this can be an old situation coming back. This is also what you deem as stability. I feel Saturn's asking you, what do you deem as stability? A change in the way you're talking about your money is going to come through at the end of this month. And I do feel there could be communication going back and forward, you reading fine print, you checking statements, and you're really guided to at the moment. And to make a plan for the future. I feel if you build this plan on solid ground, especially with the red coming through, it can be for a family. If it's your domain to deal with, it's divinely guided. If it's not, you won't be able to change or impact that area, but this is connected to you. And I do feel whatever is yours won't be taken from you. So if you've been waiting on paperwork connected to your finances, your home, for your future moving into 2020, this can even be severing of ties with people, finances coming through. Between now and January, I feel that's a potential. But it does feel also very separately, you know, your conditioning and your mindset to 2020. It's like you're making an action plan, and even the smallest of changes are going to make a massive change. Now, the things you're working on, there's a lot of healing, but it's also about having faith in situations, because it's interesting. This is grandfather sky, so a mature way of looking at a situation, an old way of looking at a situation will hold healing in it. It's also a relative on the other side, which can be a male energy. There's two energies here, a male and a female, who have passed over. There can potentially be more, but two key energies are coming through saying they're trying to heal this situation. Now, also having time away is going to give you some time to gain perspective on your employment and work. But by healing and upgrading and recouping, I feel by next year you're going to be in a better mindset. But you need distance. You know, it can feel, for some of you, it might feel a bit icy, dicey, like what do I do from here? Do I stay? Do I go? Some of you. but at the same time, gaining that perspective by being away, even if it's just for 48 hours, is going to give you a bit more time to actually decide what to do. Okay, some of your family members, they're not wanting to look back over old ground. They're not wanting to look back. They're wanting to look forward. You may be wanting to look back, but they don't want to look back. Now, this is to do with Aries and Chiron. This has been coming up a lot in the reads. And I do feel the healing of it is it's literally we're rewriting new chapters now. So not one energy in these domains are the same. Some will come, some will go. And this is allowing something empathically to reach its close and for those individuals to heal themselves. This healing could have taken a full cycle, and it's really where you're all moving forward now. And it's lowering your guard to a point where you're not fighting with each other, where you're actually looking at it from each individual angle and respecting it. You need to follow your intuition with this so that these things can just naturally take their cycle. And I do feel this is to do with the fact that certain individuals in your family are going through this awakening. And so the way they're looking at their life and the way it's changing is pretty unique to themselves. And this can be the male energies in your life as well. Some of them are concerned about their possessions, but some of them are detaching from possessions because they weren't built on solid foundations. So the lesson in this is for them energetically to rectify that situation. So some of you, some Pisces may be affected by other people's energies, and this comes through for Scorpio. If they don't have money or you don't have money and you can't help each other, it's almost like you got money in reverse. But again, a very separate energy I'm getting is that the being tempted into fighting, being tempted into seeing something a particular way. There's 5 on the card. It's like, again, allow that change to happen and allow it to naturally take its course. Some might have differing views as to what they want to do Christmas and New Year's. And that may be you as well, Pisces, where you have a different idea as to what you find as tribe and what you want to do. But I do feel all of you collectively are changing. So it's a very interesting time, I would say. Now, in your love, someone's going to go down in love, Pisces. You saw me shuffling. Okay. Now, when I say northeast, southwest, I always go never eat soggy wheat bix. Okay, so something's going down. And this is with the orange and the yellow. It's solar plexus, sacral chakra, so passion, you know, what you're going to fight for, what you want. And I said, something's going down. And I'm not feeling bad. It's like, wow, this is getting spicy. And I said, something's going down, action. Okay. This is to do with your foundation. Something's going to rock your world when it does come to love, when it does come to what you love. And this is this year. There's movement in this area. You're going to feel more motivated. This can be you getting into alignment to be open to these energies coming towards you in 2020, but there's action in the hood. And what you're not seeing is what was hidden from you is going to come full circle and it's going to be revealed to you. So this can be a conversation. This can be hearing from a person from the past. Passion. Yep. They're bringing it on in. Now we're going to get into the love point, and I really don't feel the need to. I mean, it's coming. So for those of you who have had no connection, no communication, it appears to be that this person is coming back from the past. Some of you might have been just super busy in your, in your life, and you've been in a relationship, and there's more passion returning where it's going to be more balanced. Okay, you may not feel as grounded at the moment, and you're really guided to get grounded at the moment, and this can be because somebody's going to sweep you off your feet. But in general, I feel due to the other situations around you that you haven't been enjoying, it's made you less grounded and you're really guided to get grounded. I feel within this romance, this energy, this person you're tuning into, there's a lot of natural, there's a lot of love. But it's also about you manifesting that of what you know you're entitled to into your life, doing the things you love, being in love with you, so you can attract that same vibration. Some of you might have lost a loved one. And you're being quite honest with yourself about it. Yeah, some of you might actually be asking, is there love for me after this? This is more transitioned over. And I am saying yes next year, because this card breaks down to a 4. But there is a lot of magic. There potentially even could be a wedding here. Yeah, there's change in this area. I also feel your body may change this year. Something that wasn't healed. You know, something that you don't want to look at. And it's your belief system in your childhood of what you're entitled to. I feel that's transforming. Again, I'm feeling some of this with who you don't want to deal with, you're just not going to. Right now, where you stand, and those energies shift all the time, if you're not wanting to deal with a particular person or a particular wound, you're just not going to. You're not going to fight other people's battles. This can also be lowering your guard. It can also be where you're not feeling that fantastic at the moment. You're feeling really run down. And you don't even know, you know, you don't even have that warmth, because there is healing between your feminine and masculine. I did mention that at the top of the read. It's like an imbalance of that at the moment, because externally, and the reason why that happens is usually when we're tuning into so many things, we're moving from the third eye, which is the ego, right? And we're healing through each chakra, and we're tuning into it. We can get headaches. And I do feel your shoulder can be playing up this month, so just be very careful with that. You're balancing your intuition and your hunter-gatherer with your empath, your intuition. Chakra work would be really great for you guys this month, for you to get into alignment, because what you vibrate, you attract. So this energy can be turned around. I do feel some of you will be going, some of you have actually left one domain and you're going into another. And if you already have, it's balancing out of that factor, and it's the old energies in a mental state cycling out. But this is you coming together with a person. This is a person from the past coming back, like they're being resurrected. And this is you choosing who your tribe is. So I do feel this is sorting itself. But please, please, really check into what you're thinking, because you can unconsciously so attract that. And a lot of times when we do tune into things, when we're worried about them, it's assisting in the manifestation. So to avoid that, what you can do is tune into it, because it's very natural. You can't heal unless you do. But directly after you've done that, you need to give your mind a break. And that break is to actually choose to do something different for about 10 minutes. Breathe your energy back into yourself. Tune out of that of what was triggering you. Incense, stick your head, and do it an activity very separate. And allow it to change itself, even if you can't find an energetic solution. Sometimes those solutions aren't meant for you to change those things. It's meant for you to detach, and then magically they just change. They really do. It's that quick. Detachment is the key to manifestation. But while you're in pain body experience and you're in fear, it blocks you. If you do need me to do some energy work on you, the link is below. If you want me to channel your energy and, you know, what I'm energetically seeing, the people, places, and things in your life, I can tune into you psychically. The link is below. Otherwise, I'll see you during the month. Have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And thank you for all your love and your support and loyalty. Love and light, guys. Take care.